Okay, so today is Thursday rather, the 19th of September 2024. And this is the pre-New York session analysis. It's 12:39 p.m. right here in Lagos, Nigeria. Good afternoon, Mr. Pius. So we're having the pre-New York session analysis. Now, this afternoon, just about 40 minutes ago, there was already a release from the United Kingdom. That's a monetary policy summary, MPC official bank rate votes, and official bank rate. All three have been released, in the last 40 minutes. But the ones we're looking up to trade, individually, will be the one by 1:30 p.m., which is less than an hour from now, just around 15 minutes from now. And that's the unemployment claims, Philly Fed manufacturing index, and by 3 p.m., existing home sales, all of them from the United States of America. Now, the unemployment claims measures the number of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance for the first time during the past week, and the actual less than forecast, is expected to be good for the currency. And the Philly Fed manufacturing index measures the level of the diffusion index based on surveyed manufacturers in Philadelphia. Actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. So we have two events by 1:30. One is actual less than forecast, good for the currency. The other one is actual greater than forecast, good for the currency. So in order not to get ourselves confused about which one is greater than or less than, our emphasis is going to be on the columns this data will be released in. If the news is good for the dollar, then the data will come out with a green color. And at that instance, we expect a bullish movement on the dollar. And on the other side, if both events are bad for the dollar, then the data will be released in the green color. And at that instance, we expect a bearish movement on the dollar. Now, these events are not related, so it's also possible to have a conflict of data. One might go bullish while the other might go bearish. And this can create a spike in the market, that is a zigzag movement where the market is buying or selling simultaneously. So for emphasis, what will be of benefit is either we have a green for a buy, or we have a red for a sell. Those are the two scenarios that will be of a huge benefit to us as we look to trading this event. It's also possible to have one green and the other black, one red, the other black. That is equally a possibility. But the most important is either we have a green for a buy or a red for a sell. Now, I've flipped to the MetaTrader chart now so that we'll look at technical projections ahead of this, fundamental events we have, especially by 1:30 p.m. Now, there's the dollar index on the 4-hour time frame. And on the 4-hour, we actually can see that price, recently hit a support level on the 4-hour. We can see price hit the support level on the 4-hour. And the current 4-hour candle is looking as if it's a rejection candle. So the hour is yet to close, but that's what it's looking like. And on the daily time frame, weekly time frame, price is still trading around a weekly support level. Price is still trading around the weekly support level, likewise. So all things being equal, if the news comes out, if it's a news that is good for the dollar, we might experience some bullish movement, from here. And with that in view, I'm seeing the possible bearish movement on the Euro USD. If the dollar is bullish, because the dollar is a quote with the Euro USD, we might look for a bearish movement on the Euro USD. And that's what the possibility of what I'm seeing on the Euro USD at the moment. Now, for the Euro USD on the weekly time frame, you can see that price, is trading around the weekly resistance level. price touched that level in the course of today and is still trading around that level. And on the daily time frame, okay, price touched it yesterday rather, forming this rejection candle. And today's candle is still trying to, approach that same level. All right, so on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we have a rejection candle in formation at the moment. And that can, significantly lead to a possible bearish movement. If the news comes out good for the dollar, we might experience a decline, from that rejection candle that we're seeing on the 4-hour. Let's go down to the lower time frame. It's trying to form a double top. That's what I'm seeing technically on the daily. So if the news comes out good for the dollar, then we might see a decline on the euro USD. However, if the news, does not favor the dollar, then price, even though it's just some pips away from that resistance, if the news is not good for the dollar, price might still make a turnaround to hit that, daily resistance level again before finally having a decline. But at the moment, I hold a bullish outlook for the dollar, and I anticipate a, further drop in the euro USD.
But they give money, Abi. No, they give money and they look and ready.
Kindly mute your device as you're joining this class so that it don't cause distractions. All right, and also, I'm having a bearish outlook also on gold. I remember telling us yesterday in my afternoon analysis, morning analysis, when I was analyzing gold, I said I expect gold to drop, then go back to hit this trend line, on the weekly time frame. And from there, we can now experience, a proper reversal. If that is what is happening now, then I think my analysis, was just right on point. So I'm expecting a decline from this point. But we should also not forget that gold is massively being moved now, by the ongoing tension between Israel and Hamas, and the Russia-Ukraine war. Those are actually the fundamentals really driving gold. But possibly it's getting to a point where it may respond to some of these technical moves, because price going back to hit the trend line, because you can see on the daily time frame, what we have is a rising wedge pattern, and price has done a series of higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low. Now the next wave, after the higher high should be a higher low, should be a decline. And that's why I see here, if you go down to the 4-hour at this region, what I'm seeing being formed there is possibly a double top pattern, which will lead to a breakout downwards. So if the news comes out good for the dollar, just like we anticipate, then we may have a decline on gold. Now, this one I want to mention is not really about the news. It's a technical setup. So for the news, we are looking at selling either Euro USD or gold if the news comes out good. When I say good, I mean really good, a green scenario, really good for the dollar. Then we may look at selling Euro USD or gold. All right, aside that, I have some other technical setup I'm looking at, which might, evolve in the course of today. The day is still a little bit not over yet. There's still a lot of opportunities that can still we can still take advantage of before the day rounds up. So I'm looking at the US oil. Now for the US oil, I'm seeing price approaching on the daily time frame a support turned resistance level. Or you can see there we have that support, a support zone. Price broke out below it. It has turned resistance, and we expect a bearish continuation. That's on the daily. So if we flip down to the 1 hour time frame, this is what we can see. You can see price hit that resistance with a rejection candle, and we have a rising wedge pattern. So we're expecting a further decline, in price. So it will take a sell on US oil whenever price breaks out below this lower trend line of the rising wedge pattern. So I hold a bearish outlook on the US oil. Okay, so that will be my analysis for this afternoon. Now, earlier in the week, I think on Monday, I gave my weekly outlook, and I said that I was bullish. I was bullish on the JPY pairs. I was very emphatic about a bullish breakout on the JPY pairs. And if you check, especially I gave a setup, if I remember, on AUD JPY. I said I was seeing a falling wedge and an inverse head and shoulder, and that has formed, and we have seen a massive breakout on the AUD JPY. Currently, AUD JPY between Monday and now, I remember saying that, especially this AUD JPY, I said it's tradable both on 1 hour and on 4 hour for swing, intraday and swing. Now for the swing side, at the moment, it has traded to the tune of about 238 pips. Somebody specifically asked about GBP JPY that day, and I also gave my outlook that I was bullish across board on the JPY pairs, which includes the GBP JPY. Now, currently, the GBP JPY has traded over 376 pips in the bullish direction. We also have a falling wedge pattern on it. So that tells you that this analysis we give here, they really work and they produce results. So Salma Fani is asking me to check DJ30. Now, the FOMC that was released yesterday really, was extremely volatile. And the volatility is still being seen on many pairs up till now. So for DJ30, I would say there is no serious clarity at the moment, even though we have a rejection candle here and prices at the resistance level. I will advise you trade with a lot of caution, especially instruments that are very volatile. I will advise you trade them with a lot of caution at this point in time until there's a better stability in the market. Now, if in the next couple of hours we can cite a shoulder, a head, if a second shoulder forms here, then you may look at selling DJ30. That's for Fanny, Salma Fanny. If it evolves, if this pattern I'm seeing here evolves into a shoulder, a head, I'm already seeing a shoulder, a head. What I mean is that if you now have a second shoulder, then we should expect, a bearish breakout. The other thing you need to note is that the lower part here is called the neckline, and price needs to break out below that neckline before you take a sell. So that's the view I can give you on DJ30 for now. Any other question as we close? Or any other requests? The fundamental session is on YouTube. Just search through, though we'll try to make the link to all the sessions available. It's there right there on YouTube. You can just go to our channel. So if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, just go to PU Prime Africa, search for PU Prime Africa on YouTube. PU Prime Africa, search for it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. But like I said, we're making efforts to try to get a link to all the sessions we had at the bootcamp. Over time, to be uploaded in the WhatsApp groups so that everyone can have access to them. Joshua Corey, gold. I said we're bearish on gold. We're bearish on gold. All right, that'll be all for this afternoon. Trade safe and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.